so you can't start drinking like 10 a.m. on a day like this. But you want to own your down day? You do not want your down day to own you. Stay fresh.
Cool.
So hello, my name is Sarah, and I'm interviewing my friend Boltar. What is your full name?
My full name is Boltar Mauricio Garcia.
And when and where were you born?
I was born in Mexico in a city called Morelia in Michoacan, which is a state. In Mexico.
Okay. And what age did you come to the United States?
I came when I was 1 year old.
Oh, okay.
Just a baby.
Have you gone back to where you lived since you moved here?
Oh, yeah, many times. When I was a kid, we used to go summer vacations back and forth just to visit family because most of the family is still back there.
Okay.
So, yeah, many times.
And can you describe where you lived in Mexico?
Well, because I was one, it's a little,
right.
But since I've gone back, yeah, it's a small city. It's not a big city. It still looks like it did back in
when you were young and you visited.
Well, even before that, because so it used to be Mexico was like a Spanish colony and stuff,
mm-hmm.
and so all their architecture is like Spanish architecture.
Okay.
So it's like beautiful cathedrals and brick buildings and just it just looks beautiful. Mm-hmm. Nothing modern, but it looks really nice. I like it.
And then you just said what type of housing. Is there anything special that you remember from living there? I mean, you were one, but like, is there anything that when you think of back home?
Back home,
yeah.
It's mainly family. It's we have very little family here, so whenever we do go back or think back, like they're all over there, and it's just it's.
Who is all there?
All of my mom's and my brother's aunts and brothers and sisters. So my aunts and uncles, all my cousins, grandparents. So they're all pretty much there. So just that's one of the happy thoughts whenever I think about Mexico is just because when I do go back there, I get to see them all, and we all act like big happy family, and it's great.
Are the schools there different than here?
So interesting. I actually went back to Mexico for 2 years, 5th and 6th grade.
Oh, okay.
I did 5th and 6th grade, which was just strange, from all English to all Spanish. It was
right.
just weird. But they're different. They're a little more, I would say, studious over there. Like they really, really education is big.
Mm-hmm. They don't just pass you by like here.
They don't. Yeah, exactly. If you fail, you fail,
mm-hmm.
and it's really tough. And it was tough for me, mainly just because of the language thing. Even though I did speak Spanish, but it's just like a culture shock. It was so different. But that was one of the big things about school.
You had to learn how to write it instead of here you could just speak it.
Yeah. And there's the accent marks and things of that sort, which I just had no idea
mm-hmm.
how to use, and it's just different. The one thing I was good at was math because math is universal, so it was just like this is easy, this is no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just all the other things, and they teach English, which is weird, so that was easy too, because I was like, this is no problem.
I didn't know that.
I can do that. Yeah.
Did you play any sports?
Well, as a kid, here I did. Yeah, I played soccer. Soccer is a big thing. So I played soccer in high school.
Okay.
That was fun, but nothing over there.
And is there a reason why your parents named you Boltar? Is your name unique?
Well, yeah, definitely unique. I haven't met anybody with my name Boltar, but my dad, he wanted something really different.
Okay.
He just didn't want another Jose or Juan or whatever. So it's actually a Viking name, it's not Mexican, it's not Latin, it's a Viking name from a comic book that he got. So he wanted to be really, really unique.
That's interesting. And do you have any siblings?
I do. I have a sister. Her name is Samantha with a Z.
Okay.
So that's another. He wanted to.
And what age did she come here?
She was actually born here. So
okay.
She's 2 years younger than me. So when we came when I was 1, a year later she was born. So she was born here, and yeah.
And who are your childhood heroes?
Fictional heroes, or
your grandpa, or
definitely my dad. He he's he's the main reason we even came to this country, and he came earlier before we did, just to kind of get settled in, get work and stuff like that. So it's a big deal to just leave your whole family, and they're still over there again. So just to leave everybody, and then to come over here and do it basically, and he did it. So it's definitely a good cool thing to do.
And do you go to church?
Or here and there. Okay. Yeah, well, my family is they're very religious. They're Catholic. So whenever we're in Mexico, it's like church every, very often. Over here, we're not so much. Just once in a while, big things, it's holidays, things of that sort, or baptism, things of that sort. But yeah.
Okay. And is the connection between your family members strong? It already sounds like it from what you've said so far.
Strong?
Yeah.
Still? Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we, especially, back when we were little, it was funny because, we would have to like write actual letters back and forth to each other. So that just, communication was very, very, like short and spread apart, not too often. But now it's like, we all have what's we have an app anyways, and we can like chat, and like everybody's on there. It's like 30 people at once, and we're all chatting and keeping up to date.
Like
so
it's
a group text message thing, and so every day we're like just sending messages. So we're still pretty tight. Yeah.
What world events do you feel most impacted you growing up, if any?
Well, definitely 9/11. I just started. I had graduated high school. I just started college. That was just, it's just crazy and amazing. I'm sure a lot of people still remember that. So, what more can I say? That's a big one,
I think it affected everyone.
Yeah.
And when your family gets together, describe it, like for dinner. Is it everyone sits down at a table, or? Yeah, definitely. So, so anytime we sit down for dinner with all the family, in Mexico, my aunt, she's the chef, she's the cook, and she just makes amazing stuff. And she makes it enough for everybody, and enough for everybody to have seconds and thirds. And so, we sit in, big old table. What's that? Enough for an army.
Yeah, exactly. Enough for an army, exactly. And then, we there's so many people that we have to like gather chairs and tables from other places to then have everybody sit together, and we just all mingle and talk and eat and drink and tell stories and laugh, and so it's really fun. It's what you would see in a movie, like when people get together, and it doesn't have to be like a special occasion. It's just dinner. It's just dinner, and so it's really. But
fun. That's how my next question is how holidays are growing up.
Yeah, so holidays are even better. Yeah, every holiday, including New Year's, it's spent with family in Mexican culture. Here, New Year's, it's like you go out with friends, you go out and party. That's more of that thing. Over there, it's like no, it's with family. So you would spend it. So they always make a dinner, and spend the whole night, and then you go, you're dancing, and it's like a ball or something.
What do you know about your surname, which is your last name?
Garcia. Yeah. Well, it's comes from Spain. We have some Spanish European blood in us, so obviously the last name, because Mexico was a Spanish colony. But other than that, I don't know exactly. It's a very common name, especially here in the United States and even in Mexico. It's very common. It's like a Smith. It's like, what does Smith mean? Well, they were a blacksmith, probably, something like that. So I don't know Garcia, but definitely very common.
And do you have any unique stories that was passed down from generation to generation? That you can think of?
Generation stories. I don't think so. No, I'm not that I know of. I have to ask my dad about something.
It's okay. You probably have one, but you just can't remember.
Yeah, here's one thing. So my dad's grandma or great grandma, they were native, native people, and so they spoke a different language that just kind of got lost. So obviously, Spanish is a big thing. So I have European Mexican blood and then native Mexican blood. So it's kind of cool to have both cultures, and it's hard to trace that kind of stuff back in Mexico. It's not as well kept.
It's rare, yeah,
as here, just because things are different down there. But it would be really cool to try to like, and my dad is actually trying to log our ancestors and history and stuff like that. But yeah, it's cool because it's like two different cultures, European and native.
Cool. Any recipes passed down?
Not necessarily to me, but oh man, like there's the chile rellenos that my mom makes. I mean, I've been meaning to like, hey, sit me down and tell me exactly how to make it and help me make it. Teach me. Those are just great, and just anything that my aunt makes, it would be great too. It's just.
Any what are some of your biggest achievements in life?
In my immediate family, I was the first one to graduate high school even, and then go to college and just finish that, finish college and everything. And that's definitely a big accomplishment because both my parents weren't able to do that because they had to work. And so, yeah, that's really a big deal, I would think.
This year, I know you became a citizen. Can you explain that process?
Yeah, so after, since I was 1 year old being here, it was great that I was able to become a citizen. The process, it's long. So you have to, go through an application process. They check all your documents and make sure that you're an upstanding citizen and you don't got like felonies and things of that sort. So they go deep into like your history and everything like that. And then once you get all past that, then you take the test, the citizenship test, and that's you gotta like remember like 100 questions and answers, and they're pretty simple. And I knew them. I mean, I went to school here, so if you went to school here, like it's should easier, know them. Yeah. Like, but it's funny, like they say, like a lot of even Americans that were born here don't know any of those or most of those answers. Which is kind of shocking, but if you took like a government class, like in high school or something like that, like you should be able to do it. It's pretty fairly easy, and it's all verbal, so you're talking to somebody. They just want to make sure you can speak English, read and write it. So it's not hard. It's just long. It just takes time. Right.
Did it cost you any money?
Yeah, it cost like $900 up to $900. Yeah.
Just the application
process and the test and everything, just all of it total was like $9. And then biometrics, they got to take your fingerprints and do background, like just all of that. The picture, then it's just they give you a certificate, the picture of your certificate, and then at the end you go to the ceremony. So you're amongst like almost 1,000 other people that are going to be citizens that exact same day with you, and you get some important speaker that that speaks on how important it is to become a citizen, and you get your little flag and everything. And so it was pretty cool. It was a really cool experience to have done that.
Okay, so lastly, what is your opinion about the Mexican migration into the United States?
Like what's happening right now?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously it's a big issue, controversial issue. I think we need immigrants. We've always had them. We've always needed them, just because of the, they're cheap labor. This country is like,
it balances our economy.
It balances the economy, but this country was, made by cheap labor first. It was slavery. It was free labor. Once that was abolished, then we had to find somewhere else. You had the Japanese who built the railroads. Then you got the Mexicans who came and mined and did the crops, and and even now, and you need that because it's just how our economy works. We need that cheap labor, and so definitely it's important. It's not going to go away. There needs to be a better way to manage that and regulate it. We don't just want anybody coming in. Obviously, there are bad people, but I would think most of them are good. Most people are good. I think I like to think that. So, but there's always these little ones that get passed, and it creates a bad rap for everybody. And so, Trump, said what he said, and I think he generalized it too much. But there's got to be something we need to do. And,
I don't think there's going to be a solution overnight.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. It's going to be long, and but it's not going to go away. Like we need immigrants, they need us, and it's gonna,
Cool. thank you for
Of course.
interviewing.
Thank you. It was great.